Hey, what's up guys? Plus2 Soul here. So I know it's been a while since we did cards of the day videos. I've just been very busy with work and some personal stuff. So now that I've gone through all that, we can do some cards of the day, and I actually picked a really good day to come back. Now, Persona has some pretty really interesting cards, or more like a really good card. Technically, I guess you can say they have an anti-memory card here. So let's go ahead and talk about these cards here. So this card here is a 1045 rare card. Basically, it's Onaka Pickle. I'm gonna guess that's like I'm hungry trait. I don't know. I'm not too sure what that trait. That's a whole new trait that we've seen. Then we also have a weapon trait. Now this card's effect is actually really interesting here. Basically, the cost is you take the a level 3 card, which is this here. You take this level 3 from your hand and put it into clock. Now, when this card attacks and you have the climax combo, which is this gold bar here, you can pay that cost. Now, if you do, you can pick any card in your opponent's waiting room, any card, and put it into memory, and for that turn, this card gets plus 4k. Now, I did say anti-memory, but that's where we get into that later. But this basically puts any card in memory from your opponent's waiting room. Now, this can put events, characters, climaxes. Now, if you have like 3 of these on the field and you have 3 of the level 3 cards in your hand, I mean, and you do this climax combo, this is totally worth it. Taking 3 damage is totally worth it. You can just like, I'll take 3 damage, put 3 climaxes in your from your waiting room into the memory. Now, if you do that, they only have 5 climaxes left in deck, and that's just like, that's still really good. Even like, you're basically getting rid of climaxes and you're potentially getting free damage. So this card is actually really good. Like, in my opinion, I think this card is awesome, and their level 3 is just super good as well, because this is technically like an anti-memory thing, but at the same time you want memory in your opponent's memory. So basically what this card is, a 3295 rare, same traits as before. Basically, for each card in your opponent's memory, this card gets plus 500. So one card in memory is 500. So technically, yes, in a way it is an anti-memory thing, because it gains power from your opponent's memory. So if, for example, Nisekoi, if you have the event cards in memory, this card gets plus 500 for each of those. Now, again, you have different ways to put cards in memory from your own deck. So like, we had that level 1 Suicider that sends stuff to memory, and then we have like this card that sends stuff to memory. Like, sending stuff to memory and for Persona is getting really good. Before, this used to be a horrible idea, but now it's actually a really good idea now because of this card. Not only does it have that kind of effect, it has an effect where if this card attacks and your opponent has a climax in memory, you can top check your opponent's deck and either leave it on top or put it on the bottom. So like, when you put climax cards from into your opponent's memory with this card here, you can go ahead and use the second card's effect, which is really good as well. If they have a climax on top, go ahead and throw that on the bottom deck. I mean, to just get rid of that climax. Then if it's free damage, then leave it there. I mean, this card, that second effect is really good. Like, this will help you win games. And this third effect here, pay 1, take clock damage from the top of your deck. And this card is put when this card is put from hand to stage, and it reverses a character in battle, and your opponent has a card in memory. This, you can pay the cost. If you do, your opponent takes 4 damage, and yes, it is cancelable. Now, that might be a lot of cost. Like, pay 1, take clock damage, and you have to reverse something on that same turn. But I mean, oh, when you pay this cost when your opponent gets reversed. Okay, I'm sorry. This card is really good. So basically, you pay the entire cost when you reverse your opponent's character. So basically, reverse your opponent's character, pay the cost, which is 1, and take clock damage, and make your opponent take 4 damage. Now, this card is just really good. Now, if this healed, then this card would have been like super godlike, but it doesn't. So, but other than that, I mean, this card, I think this card is really good. Like, Yeah, you're taking clock damage, but that's like nothing if your opponent has like 3 climaxes in the memory. So this is like super. Yeah, you can do a lot of troll stuff with Persona now. I actually like this combo. I might want to make a deck because of this now. So this card is like super super cool. I really want to make a deck now just for these two. But yeah, I mean, basically, you want to put stuff in your opponent's memory. You want to play against decks that go to memory. So the capo, no problem. You have stuff in memory. Yeah, I'll just burn you for damage, or I'll just hit you for more damage, kind of thing. So, oh man, this combo is just like super good. I actually really like this. I mean, yeah, it might hurt that you're taking a lot of clock damage, but who cares? You're preparing for like end game, so just do it. But yeah, that's basically what I think. And then of course we have the gold bar here. Now we're gonna go to Little Busters. This I believe this card was actually already revealed before, or the art. But we have a 3/2 10k here. When this card is placed from hand to stage, it heals. Second effect, ditch 2 cards from hand to the waiting room. When this card attacks, you can pay the cost. If you do this, this card gets plus 3k for the turn. And the following ability can only be used once per turn. Basically, if this card's attack is cancelled, you can basically burn your opponent 1 damage, and yes, it is cancelable. So one of those effects where you cancel and then burn. So personally, I don't really like this effect. Again, I am not a big fan, but hey, it works. There's a reason why they're expensive nowadays. I don't know why, but anyways. Now we have a 1/0 Saya here. It's a support. This card gets plus 500 to characters in front, and the second ability is rest 2 characters. Pick one of your characters for that turn. Give the following ability: when this card reverses your opponent's level 1 or more character, you can pick one of your characters in the waiting room, put it into hand, and then ditch a card from hand to the waiting room. So basically hand exchange. You can get rid of climaxes like this. You can get rid of cards you don't need and just get cards you need, kind of thing. Like I said, exchange. So it's actually not that bad of a support card. I actually like this. Next we have the capo. We have a 3/2 here, Rika. When you have 2 or more memory cards, cards in memory, this card gets plus 1500. And then when this card is played from hand to stage, you can top check your top card of your deck. If that is a Shimbun, basically newspaper, or Seitokai character, you can deal 1 damage to your opponent. Now, this is actually one of those really good cards for Seitokai / newspaper. Again, the memory thing gets buffed when if you have memory, and you will technically always do for Da Capo. And newspaper decks usually tend to do burn damage, so this is one of those new burn cards. So this card is actually not that bad at all. It's a really good card, definitely something you probably want to run. But again, remember, now we have that anti-memory thing. It's probably going to hurt a lot, but at the same time, maybe not. Next we have another one, the capo. When this card, it's a 0/02k. When this card attacks, and you have a magic or Seitokai trait on the field, this card gets power times X. Times X is basically how many magic or Seitokai characters you have on the field, and it's times 500. So that's actually not that bad at all. You can, when this card attacks, you can give one of your other magic or Seitokai characters that power. And you can kill a lot of stuff at level 0 or at level 1 or even at level 3 with this. So it's actually not that bad of a card at all. And then not only that, it does have Encore. Now probably the Encore thing is probably something you don't want to use. I highly don't recommend it. I don't like that with this effect, this first effect. But at the same time, I don't even think you need to run this card in your Magic deck anyways. But at the same time, it's probably something you can actually put on the side, because that first effect is actually not that bad at all. That first effect might come in handy in some games, but other than that, definitely the card of the day is definitely this level 3. Yeah, it's not like anti-memory is probably like, I thought that anti-memory cards should be like you can't put stuff in memory kind of thing, but this actually does a lot of some stuff too. I mean, I think we'll see a lot of cards that have to deal with stuff in memory, like game power on when your opponent has stuff in memory kind of thing. I think we'll see a lot of that just because of this card now. So it'd be awesome to see more cards like that because memory is being a big thing nowadays. I mean, especially for Nisekoi, that pendant, you really need that pendant in memory. So like to get that out of memory is kind of impossible right now. So definitely this is actually a really good card to counter against that. But at the same time, like Nisekoi doesn't care anyways, so it's gonna mark because it's gonna make you burn anyways. So, but other than that, I think these anti-memory cards are pretty cool. I want to see more. I definitely want to see more. But I mean, technically it's not really anti-memory, but I like to call it anyway. So pretty cool combo. Other than that, the other cards are like whatever. Is like the Capo has some pretty good cards, but I don't care about the Capo anyways. But yeah, the Persona definitely has some good cards coming out for Persona Q. So yeah, check that out, guys. Remember to subscribe, like the videos, comment down below, and like our Facebook page, guys. Laters.